And this is, again, we seem to say it all the time, but it's dependent on the child or dependent on where you are in your breastfeeding journey. But when it comes to expressing, it really is. I think people expect to attach this pump and it's like turning a tap on and all of a sudden there's 4 ounces of milk from each side and all is rosy.
It doesn't often work like that.
It rarely works like that, I think, if we're being brutally honest. So in terms of how much you get, I think the first thing to point out to everybody is that there are different methods of expressing. You can hand express, and there are plenty of videos on YouTube that will show you how to do that. You can use a manual pump, but I think the most common method these days is an electric pump, which will draw the milk out for you whilst you just sit there. Now that electric pump, that noisy, mechanical, plasticky electric pump, is very different to your soft, warm, cuddly baby. And I think it's really important to remember all those hormones that are in play when it comes to letting down your milk and producing milk. Your baby stimulates those hormones just by being there with you, just by being in contact with you, whereas your pump doesn't. So you can't just get a plastic pump and attach it and expect things to all be hunky-dory.
It's a machine, and there is a psychological element to pumping, and it sometimes takes time to learn how to let down to a machine rather than a baby. As in how much to express, it's, you know, basically when it stops coming out, or you only get one little drip, and you may try something like power pumping to increase supply and get more milk out.
And just give us what do you mean by power pumping?
So power pumping is a technique it's usually used to increase supply. So you pump for about 20 minutes, give it a 10-minute break, pump for 10 minutes, give it a 10-minute break, pump for 5 minutes, and then that's it. There are different sort of protocols online, but that's basically the sort of
essence routine.
Yeah. And it can help increase supply, but it also means that it mimics cluster feeding in the evening. So that's a good one if you're trying to increase supply or get as much milk out as possible.